It's a fair drop down there, a little washout, about 8 foot deep. When it's done up at the right tension, it just starts to squeeze out. That's a Raspberry Pi with the Morticier hat.
It's got its hat on!
Now what's the time now? Where's the sun? Oh, I reckon it's about 7 past 4. It's been a while since I came up this part of the property, and where there used to be a road or a track, there is now about a 8 or 10 foot drop down to a little creek. So, as you can see, I'm precariously stuck, and she's actually sitting hard on the bank here. So I've just come through from over there. So Wendy's going to come and rescue me because I've only got my best shoes on. Then I've also asked the neighbour to come over with his tractor to drag me out. So the rescue party's coming. My neighbour's on his tractor and Wendy's following up on the quad bike. That's probably bringing the dogs for a run. So here comes the cavalry.
Lane's got a bit bogged. Neighbour came to help. I'm on the quad bike. And there he is over there. Absolutely in the creek. Got his beer.
Got the tractor hooked on behind, and hopefully he's going to drag me up backwards. You can see here on the camera, the chain's around tow ball. So here I can see when he starts to reverse. So he's just pulling back, taking the slack up. Here we go. And no, didn't make it first go. Second go, we're out. And that's how easy it is when you got a tractor. So I finished grinding it all out and making some key divots in it. I've sprayed it with a cleaning product, which is like a brake cleaner. There we go. Ready to mix up some extreme heat, JB World, and see how we go. There we go. It's pretty rock hard now. I'm just going to file it off so it's flush here with the flange, and I might mix up some more to add in here. We'll see how we go. It's built up pretty well, but we'll just see how we go. I'm pretty happy with the way it's turned out. As you can see there, it's nicely fared. It's about twice as thick, or 3 times as thick now as it used to be. So I think it's pretty good result. Now I'm just going to take the exhaust elbow, put the new core plugs in, or Welsh plugs, and that'll be ready to fit up. The final piece of the puzzle is to fit the gasket and then the elbow. What I like to use is Permatex Ultra Copper. My favourite little product for this. It's a gasket maker, a extra high temperature gasket maker, but it stays a bit flexible. Whereas the other ones, as they heat up, they can get very hard and brittle and start to leak. Now I should put a new gasket in here, but this gasket's like $140. So instead I'm going to cheat and use my favourite Ultra Copper gasket goo. So I'm quite liberal with it. Heaps of it, and it squeezes out and you can clean it up fairly easily. So that's onto there. Then I'll also put it on here. There we go. So now just put it together. Then the exhaust elbow with the new raw plugs, Welsh plugs, whatever you like to call them. And that's the inlet for the water, which comes from there into there via an elbow. Oops, so we'll pop that on there, like so. The lifting lug also goes on here. And that's it. Tension these down to the correct torque. And another part of the Volvo is ready. Getting close to the day when it goes in. You know, when you've got just the right amount of RTV gasket maker, because when it's done up at the right tension, it just starts to squeeze out. So that is absolutely spot on. This is our 128 gig little thumb drive, which has got all our charts for Australia on there and all the Google Earth images. This is a opto-isolated USB to connect to the SDR. These are RS-232 inputs to USB for our NMEA 0183 and C-Talk. So we're getting there.
And what is it all for?
It's for a Raspberry Pi. That's a Raspberry Pi with the Morticier hat.
Ooh, it's got its hat on. Any other goodies to go?
Yeah, there's one more drive here which has got other stuff in. That one plugs it in there. That's media. Our whole CD collection is on there from all our CDs over the years. There's the external GPS antenna which plugs into there. So our SDR, which is an SDR play, connects via USB, and then the other end of it connects into the opto-isolated USB port here. Therefore, this doesn't receive any of the stray RF coming from the USB from the computer side, because this is a receiver. We're also going to put some ferrite beads on here on both sides, and then I'm going to make up two antennas, one broadband for general listening and one specifically for listening to satellites on 142 megahertz, I think it is, a quad helix antenna. So it's all coming together. This is our mizzen boom and it's getting the treatment. I started off with using paint stripper at this end over here, but it didn't do anything because of course it's been powder coated and it just didn't want to touch the powder coating. So I've ended up using the old mechanical abrasive system, commonly known as the good old orbital sander. It's coming off all right. Step one. There she is, all sanded and ready to go. Now it's just a matter of getting the airline out here, blowing the dust off and putting on some etch primer. The edge primer is going on. That just helps the enamel top coat bond to the aluminium. Because things don't like bonding to aluminium really well. But as long as you use a nice good edge primer, it actually bites into the aluminium and keys it in really well. I thought while I got everything set up, I'll finish this project. I don't know if you remember this. This is the lid off the skipper seat, or the little storage locker on the back of the boat in the cockpit. So I might just finish sanding this up and give her a coat. So it might look schmick.
What's going on?
You sneak up on me. I'm sure I've said it before. What's going on? Well, as you know, I've rebuilt the hatch and it's now very strong. But when I've sanded it back, I've lost the little indents where the black caulking goes in the teak. So I'm just gently carving the little indents back in so that we can fill it with caulking. Yeah, so that's what's going on. It's taken me hours to get this far light. I know, what's the time now? Where's the sun? Oh, I reckon it's about 7 past 4. And I started this at about noon. So 4 hours to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. And there's still 4 to go. So I reckon it'll be sundown before I finished. But anyway, it's going to look good.
Magnus has put the black Sikaflex on it, and now it's drying. And then I guess the next step is to sand it.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Sand. Yeah. I'm just going to see if I can sand off all this silicone. This is how they show it on the videos to do it. I'm a bit dubious because I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll see. Wow! That looks awesome. I've run my random orbital sander over it with 80 grit. Then I've gone over it by hand with 120 grit, and now I'm just going over it with some 800. I can still see lots of circles in here, but that's all right because it gives it extra grip. And then I'm going to varnish it. This section here doesn't get varnished because that's a non-slip section. But I'm going to varnish it up to this black line all the way around the sides. And the bottom, I'm going to paint white. It was originally painted all white. So I'll tidy that up, get rid of these dags, and it'll all be white up to there, across, and then varnished inside here.
How's it going?
Good. I could have picked a bigger brush if I really tried.
It's very smart.